Hello and hi guys, hi there, how are all of you? I hope you all are fine. Well, my name is Yusuf and I'm back on Yusuf Reacts. Well guys, today I'm back again with a very interesting movie review for you people. And the movie that I'm going to be talking about, if you guys can see on my shirt over here, you guys can clearly see a car. And it's none other than the Ford Mustang. So I hope you guys would have guessed the movie that I'm going to be talking about. Well guys, we guys are talking about the 10th installment of the Fast and Furious series. In other words, fastx. So Fast and Furious has been a particular journey or a movie that I eventually talk about, and a series of movies that eventually there are a lot of people who eventually crave about it because it has those cars, it has those girls, it has that X factor, that action sequences that are always, mind-boggling, and people are like, whoa, wow, that's really great. So this is going to be the 10th installment of this particular movie. If I talk about it, the main plot or the main theme of the movie is something that is now even got a one step ahead. Yeah, there was one thing that eventually tend to happen, that after the death or the tragic death of Paul Walker, eventually the things that were there were not shaping up quite well for this franchise itself. But when we have a look at it now, eventually they have again regained it up because of the fact that with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham being there, they even now introduced the new character of the brother of Dominic Toretto, Diesel, and that was none other than John Cena himself. So when we talk about John Cena's involvement over there, and then we have a look at the or in other words, a grand star cast that's there. So eventually things have shaped up really well. The character of Hank is also someone who is back now, so now this is again something that adds a lot into it. And if we eventually talk about all the particular things that are there, so this is something that is really exciting. Now coming back to it, who is eventually going to be the villain this time? And when we talk about the villain, it is not someone who is I would say an ordinary side of an individual, but that villain also possesses his own charisma. In other words, Aquaman, or aka in other words, Jason Momoa is the one who is the villain over here. And Jason Momoa, if we have a look at him or if we talk about him, he himself has his own particular presence, and we guys can clearly see that his personality is also something that cannot be overthrown from any particular aspect. So what do we have over here? Dominic Toretto at the same time feels what? Dominic Toretto at the same time is the individual who comes across this particular thing, that now there is again a particular threat that is there to his particular happy family that he has got after so much of struggle and stuff. He has to save his family, but in order for that particular thing, he has to come across, the protagonist has to come across the antagonist known as Jason Momoa. And now Jason Momoa is that particular individual who only wants one thing, and that is what? That is revenge. And whenever we have a look at all the particular things only from this particular aspect, we can clearly see one thing, that this movie has a lot to offer, because the villain over here is that particular individual who is ready to go to any extent in order to achieve his particular goal that is there, and that is to destroy his particular family and eventually get them killed up. So over here the sequences of the action and each and everything is something that is really exceptional. We even see the most funny part that I really want to talk about is this, that in the glimpse of the particular trailer, I was going through it and I went on with it, and I saw John Cena, and John Cena was hitting attitude adjustments to the particular people. So that is also something which eventually is really good. Means he is being hit by John Cena, and that is something which is really good. So if we talk about it, there is a lot that is there, and it has really extraordinary kinds of things that are there. So I am someone who is going to be saying up that this fastx is going to be something that is, I would say, not only going to live up to the expectations of the viewers, but it's going to give them what they have always craved for whenever we talk about this franchise especially. Means again in this particular thing we come across a race, and that race is going to be something that the Fast and Furious series has always been famous for. And there are two motives that are there, that why does one eventually want to race, and what is the perception or the ideology that Dominic Toretto is so fond of racing, whereas on the other hand, what do others have in mind when they have to race. Yes, all the other characters who are there, even if I talk about Cypher like Charlize Theron, she's the one who also has a very important role again in this one. And guys, what else can I say? So I would prefer this thing up that you guys get yourselves ready up again for another, sequel of the none other than the most famous franchise known as Fast and Furious, and this is the 10th installment that is going to be there. So I hope you guys like the review up over here. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, you gotta do that, man. And I'm gonna be seeing you up again. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.